Hi, I'm Abby. This is Abby Matt Reads, and today I am coming at you from the Trinity College Library in Dublin. This is a new thing since we've just got a green screen and finally found out how to hand it out properly. And I've decided that maybe every week I could come from a different library, a different famous, beautiful library, because look how beautiful it is, and give you a fact about that library every week. So here comes your fact for this library. This library began with the founding of Trinity College in 1592. Also, the college received the Brian Burrow harp, one of the free surviving Gaelic harps from medieval times, which are a national symbol of Ireland. And I absolutely love the look of this library and really want to go here. But down to the video itself, this is the first in a 3-part series of my 2019 wish list, where I talk about bookish things that I want to accomplish in 2019. The first video, this video, is about series I want to complete in 2019. First series I want to complete is the Caravelle series. I don't know if it has an actual proper name to the series, but hopefully the picture will be up somewhere there, because I can't find either Caravelle or Legendary. I was late coming to the Caravelle book. I mean, I didn't hear about the Caravelle book until everyone started talking about Legendary. So I bought that and I basically read it back to back with Legendary because I buddy read it with Cress. And although they're not the most best written books, they are really entertaining and very different from anything I've ever read before. I believe the third one is called Finale, which obviously means that is exactly where it's going to end. And I'm looking forward to catching up on that and see what happens at the end, because the ending of Legendary, it didn't confuse me, but it kind of mystified me. So, yeah, want to read that. Another book I want to complete in 2019 is the sequel to Strange the Dreamer, Muse of Nightmares. It took me a while to get through Strange the Dreamer, which, if you don't know, is about a man called Laszlo Strange who dreams of this city called Weep, and then joins this kind of convoy that goes actually to that city where they have a problem. There is a kind of palace in the sky that is blocking out all their sunlight, where all these kind of mystical beings, children of God, live, and you get to know all of them. And it was a very relaxing read. It took me a while to get through because it's the pace and the action not quite as gripping as any other book, but it was relaxing to read, I felt. But I like I said, I did take my time over it. The sequel is called Muse of Nightmares, and I don't want to know what it's about. I just want to read it in 2019 because it's in hardback and I'm a poor person and can't afford that yet. But the ending of Strange the Dreamer kind of broke my heart a little bit. So I'm hoping that that will be restored in the next book. Third series. Oh, look at that. It's green, so it's fading. Oh, I want is the Charlotte Holmes books. I know I said on my wrap-ups that I did not like this one, The Last of August. If you don't know, these books are about the great-great-great-granddaughter of Sherlock Holmes, Charlotte, and the great-great-great-grandson of Watson, who is Jamie. And they kind of meet in a kind of prep school in Connecticut, and everything starts to go wrong. They've got to partner up and solve crimes, obviously. They're not the most believable of books, and the ending to this one, it just made absolutely no sense whatsoever and kind of pissed me off a bit, actually. But I'm hoping the third one will have more answers. I've just learned there's going to be a fourth one. The third one, The Case for Jamie, which title will make sense if you've read the end of The Last of August. But there's apparently a fourth called A Question of Holmes. So, there you go. I thought it was going to end as a trilogy, but apparently not. And, yeah, I'm going to give it a go because I'm a completionist and I want answers. I demand answers. Another series I would like to complete in 2019 is the All Souls trilogy, I think it's named, by Deborah Harkness. And as you well know, I had troubles with A Discovery of Witches, but I did like the end, not the ending, but the end part. I thought the first part was just full of too many romances and them going on dates and drinking wine and drinking tea and all this boring crap and going to yoga and all that. But it did pick up towards the end, and like I said, I am a completionist. So I do really want to find out what happens, especially as in the second book, they go back into the past. And I like stories set in the past, as you might have guessed. But obviously this witch, Diane, and her boyfriend, or they call each other husband, Matthew the vampire, have like broken laws by falling in love. And they need this manuscript that can save them and possibly save all the creatures, because there's witches, vampires and demons they all want this manuscript, but hopefully Diana is the only one who can get her paws on it, because all the others sound bloody awful. So yeah, so in order to get this manuscript, they need to travel back in past to prepare Diana, who has been ignoring her powers for ages. I believe the third one is called, let me just check my notes, The Book of Life. Oh, there we go. And this is Shadow of Night. I have heard from Sam from Sarcasm and Sci-Fi, who recommended A Discovery of Witches to me for Tome Infinity and Beyond, that the second one still contains quite a lot of romance. She has warned me. But the third one is very good, and I can't start a series and not finish it. It's just not in me, so I will be reading these. Another series that I really want to complete in 2019 is Penryn and the End of Days. This is the first book, Angel Fall. I've read the first two, Angel Fall and World After, with Talia from Bookish Paradise. I will put her link down below, as well as Sam's from Sarcasm and Sci-Fi. They are basically set in an apocalypse where angels have kind of descended from heaven and kind of wrecked the world. And Penryn kind of makes an alliance with this angel who she needs to help save her sister. The first and the second one I gave 4 stars. They are very good books. They're very imaginative. It was one of my first trips into a kind of YA fantasy kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. I do not know what the third one is called, but I will be getting it soon. Me and Talia are hoping to read it in December, so it's not really a 2019 book, but we are both poor people, so we might have to wait until January. So here's hoping that this will just be an easy read and another series under my belt. Another book I want to read in 2019 is the sequel to The Bone Witch. The Bone Witch is about a girl called Taya. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelt T as in the drink, but I think in the book she tried to pronounce it to a stranger as Taya. And she unwittingly found out that she was a necromancer and brought her brother up from the dead. And then she was kind of whisked away to become an Asher, which is these kind of magical beings that kind of protect people and also entertain people. There's not just fighting they learn, it's kind of like dances and music and things like that. And also there's a kind of war going on, and these kind of scary creatures that you have to kill, because there's these faceless beings that are trying to destroy certain towns. It was a good book. It was very imaginative. What I didn't like about it was that it threw a lot of phrases at you of place names and people and spells, and had no like explanation to it. But as long as you kind of followed it intensely, you could kind of grasp what was going on. And I gave it 4 stars. And the next one is called The Heart Forger, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Oh, this one's gone weird too. Oh well. I mean, this is such a popular book on BookTube. I'm sure you can imagine what the cover looks like without it going weird. But this is a series that I might actually only start in 2019, the Illuminate series. I know very little about it except for the blurb on the back and everybody's excitement from it who's ever read it, because people have hyped it up so much. And I know that it's kind of about an evacuation of a planet which is under scrutiny from people who want to claim it as their own. And they get onto a ship and there's a deadly virus on the ship. And it's told kind of through like files. You probably can't see that. Through files and multimedia things, which makes it kind of unique. I have not read it yet. I am very looking forward to reading it. I love sci-fi, and this is a new take, quite a modern take on a sci-fi tale, I think. Maybe for a younger audience, maybe not for old me, but I think it's alright. And apparently the second is Gemina and the third Obsidio, and I'm really hoping to get all three under my belt in 2019. The next series is kind of a reread partly for me because it's The Diviners by Libba Bray, and I have read The Diviners and the second book, Layer of Dreams, but it was years ago, and you know how memory fades, especially if you read a lot of books. You cannot always remember what they are. I could not find, I have moved house since I bought The Diviners, so I have lost that one, but I have Layer of Dreams on my bookshelf. So I'm going to hopefully dive in 2019, reread The Diviners, which I know I love, Layer of Dreams, which I know I love more, and the third one, I believe, is called Before the Devil Breaks You. Ooh, which sounds ominous. But it's about Evie, who kind of gets banished to New York City to live with her uncle, who runs this kind of weird museum. And then she's trying to hide the fact that she has special powers, but then a kind of occultish type murder happens, and she knows that she could help. And she meets some other people along the way. Some of them have powers too, but I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it. Oh my god, look at this. It looks absolutely translucent. I should have really thought about this before I put the green screen up. But it is a Map of Days by Ransom Riggs, which is the fourth book in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children book. I loved the first three. I loved meeting these, well, peculiar children. These it starts with Jason, whose grandfather is killed by this kind of wraith being, and he's stuck in South Wales, my area, and comes along in his investigation into it, a whole school full of children with special powers, and they all work together, and for the first three books they're on this kind of adventure to rid the world of this evil that is descending upon them, trying to stop them the whole time. They are really action-packed, and they're full of creepy photos. There's actually color photos in this one, which is awesome. So it's evolved, which I like. I had no idea that there was going to be a fourth one, because I'm so behind in book news. I just rely on all other booktubers to tell me. I'm very much looking forward to see what they do next. I know it's a new setting. I know that they are actually in America. He's like taking in the children into America with him to try and live a normal life. But I think we all know that's not really going to happen. So that wraps up all the series that I want to complete, or sequels that I want to finish in 2019. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Make me very happy. It will make me even happier if you're new and you subscribe. I will be over the moon. Every time I get one new subscriber, I am just so pumped, full of excitement. Just that my little channel is growing just a little bit. So if you could do that, that would be great. My Twitter is @AbbieMattReads. Feel free to follow me, tweet me, whatever. And my Facebook page is facebook.com/AbbieMattReads. If you have read any of these books, if these are any series that you're interested in reading, let me know down below. We can have a conversation about what we want to read, or you can give me, not spoilers, but you can give me tidbits of what I might be letting myself in for just to excite me further. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.